In a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young woman named Clara. She had an enchanting garden filled with roses, lavender, and peonies. Every day, she tended to her garden with great care, but there was one flower that stood out above all others, a single, rare white rose that had been passed down through generations in her family. Clara's heart had always been devoted to her garden, but it was her love for a man named James that truly defined her life. James was a kind and adventurous soul who had travelled from a distant city to see the wonders of the world. He was captivated by Clara's garden, and it wasn't long before their shared love for beauty and nature turned into a deep and abiding romance. Their days together were filled with laughter and joy. They would spend hours talking about their dreams and aspirations, walking hand in hand through the garden and planning a future together. Clara always imagined a life where their love would bloom as beautifully as her garden. However, life has a way of testing even the strongest bonds. One fateful day, James received news that his father was gravely ill. Duty called him back to his city, and though it pained him, he had to leave Clara and her garden behind. They promised to stay in touch, but the distance and uncertainty took a toll on their relationship. As weeks turned into months, the letters and calls became less frequent. Clara poured her heart into her garden, especially nurturing the white rose that symbolized their love. But every time she looked at it, she felt a pang of sorrow for the distance between them. One crisp autumn day, Clara received a letter that shattered her world. James had been in a tragic accident, and he was no longer with her. The news left Clara heartbroken and lost. She spent days in solitude, her once vibrant garden now a reflection of her grief. Yet, amidst the pain, Clara found solace in her memories of James. She would often sit by the white rose and remember their cherished moments. Her sorrow gradually transformed into a quiet strength. She decided to honor James's memory by dedicating herself to her garden, as he had always admired her passion for it. As the years went by, Clara's garden flourished. The white rose, resilient and beautiful, continued to bloom each spring. It became a symbol not just of her love with James, but of her own perseverance and growth. One day, a young man named Lucas visited the village. He was an artist who had heard tales of the enchanting garden and was inspired to see it for himself. When he arrived, he was captivated by its beauty and by Clara's story. He saw in her not just a caretaker of flowers, but a beacon of hope and resilience. Lucas and Clara formed a deep friendship, sharing stories and dreams. Lucas's presence began to mend Clara's heart, and in time, their bond grew into something more profound. Clara found joy again in their shared moments, and Lucas's artistic spirit breathed new life into her garden. In the end, Clara realized that love, even when it has been touched by pain, can evolve and bring new beginnings. The white rose continued to bloom, a testament to the enduring strength of her heart. With Lucas by her side, Clara embraced the future with hope, knowing that life's most beautiful moments often come from the courage to keep blooming, even after the hardest of winters. And so, Clara's garden remained a place of beauty and love, a symbol of a heart that had been tested but never truly broken, and a reminder that even after the darkest times, there is always room for new blossoms to grow.